Welcome to Smack Talk. As always, there's a link down below in the description box to credit WWE for piecing this together. And this is not sponsored by Diet A&W Root Beer. All flavor, no sugars, no carbs, no caffeine. One of my favorite drinks in the entire world. When I want a little zing, I drink the Diet Pepsi because that still has 35 milligrams of caffeine. But I'm already wired enough as it is. You can tell by how much I blink. I don't need the caffeine. Backstage, we saw the Bloodline walking into the arena. And what was really shocking, I think a first, at least in as long as I can remember, we had technically two heel commentators. We had Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. There was no Kevin Patrick. There was no Byron Saxton. There was no Michael Cole. And it was interesting, but we'll get into that in a moment. So Logan Paul was taking jabs at people. He was in the middle of the ring making fun of people that, oh, my knee hurts. Oh, my tricep hurts. Making fun of Seth Rollins, essentially. And CM Punk, Kevin Owens came out to argue with him. And then after that, Kevin Owens was fighting Austin Theory. It was a great match. He did win. And I wrote, Waller tried to distract, but I'm not going to lie. I don't remember him trying to distract, but this is a funny picture right here. That's like a lot of COVID-19 right there. That's like COVID-87, okay? I might have to make a meme with that. So backstage, we had Naomi, who's back. If you remember, she used to be tag champions with Sasha Banks. They walked out. I might make a separate video on that. I'm not going to get into it in this one. I am happy to see Naomi back. I wouldn't be as happy to see Sasha Banks back. I don't know. Whatever. Tiffany Stratton joins SmackDown, and she slapped Mishin. Tiffy is really, really good. And I didn't know that before until, like I said, recently. Then backstage, we had Nick Aldis that was chatting with Bianca and Logan Paul. They were going back and forth. They were going at it back and forth a little bit. Not like that. Not like Montez Ford, Bianca, back and forth. Is that shit even PG-13? And it was a little bit weird. But nonetheless, that's what happened. Then we had a vignette promo. Not a pogo or a progo. It's a progo. With Los del Fantasmo and Santos Escobar. It was really good. As I said, I really, really like his promos. I really like him on the mic. He's really good. We had Pretty Deadly versus Los del Fantasma. You know, them. The opposite of LWO. And Tyler Bate and Peter Dunne. And Peter Dunne and Tyler Bate did win because it was a fatal four-way for some kind of competition. Well, here, we can read it right here. This is what's good about this in case I forgot something. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate defeated Pretty Deadly, the LWO, and the Legado del Fantasma in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Qualifier match. There's going to be another match, I believe, next week. This was the highlight of the night for me. This was the E in WWE. Oh my guacamole. Backstage, Damage Control were chatting. So just basically Japanese girls. Dakota Kai was not present. And no idea what they said, but it wasn't good. And it had to do with Bayley. And Bayley was like in the other room. The door was open. And you could tell that she wasn't happy. But she has been aware of what's been going on for the longest time. Bayley and Damage Control now in the ring. As you could see here. There was a brawl. No, that's not the brawl. That was something else. Kabuki Warriors and Io started attacking Bayley, and then Bayley announced, you know what, I am going to face you, Io, at Mania for the title. So that is really neat, and I liked how she didn't chicken out. She grabbed the bar, and she's like, you know what, I'm going for it. And as you can see, I had my glasses on. See, my glasses. Okay, that's me down there. I'm the general manager of SmackDown, but I was trying to do the whole Clark Kent thing. He has his glasses on. I figured if I took them off, you wouldn't know, and shaved the beard all the time. And then I'd have a week in between shows to grow the little beard there. So this, to me, was awesome. And then they came face to face, and it was like, you know what? It was just one of those things. All good things must come to an end. Final Testament and Bobby and the Street Profits was a quick little brawl. Not even sure if that was even supposed to be a match, to be honest with you. And then B-Fab came out to attack Scarlett, as you could see with the boot there, because she jumped on Bobby. Everyone's trying to get a piece of Bobby. Backstage, Nick and Adam, GMs, chat with Braun Breaker. I spelt that wrong. That's okay. Who cares? And then Jade Cargill walks in. So Braun Breaker is making his way up to the roster, which is a part of what I wanted to talk about. So Tiffany, holy macaroni and cheese. And then Braun Breaker, Jade Cargill. Wow. And then we finally saw her in action. I think Jade joined way back in like September. Was it that far back? And I'm like, it's about freaking time something's going on here. So then we had a match with said Tiffy. And she defeated Mishin. Now this was a great start to a debut match. Tiffy, does those odd couple of moves I haven't really seen before. It's like that thing I've said before, and it sounds kind of rude. You look at her and you go, uh-huh, right? What has she got? Is this going to be another Trish Stratus? She's amazing, right? In every sense of the word. Or is this going to be like a, with all due respect, Stacy Keibler? If you know what I mean by that. You can't even compare the two. She's like a Trish Stratus. Not just for show. Looks, I mean. Show. Anyways. So yeah, so this was really nice because once I found out about her and how actually good she really was and not annoying like a lot of others, I was thinking to myself, it is time to come up to the main roster along with Braun Breaker. And now that it's the new year, we're about a month in. These are some big moves. Again, Jade as well. So really, really excited with that. Now this was just something else. I wish Seth would have come out, but it made sense, I guess, that he didn't. So Roman and the Bloodline come out. Roman talks about Cody and who he should pick. Do you want to be the second best? Go for Seth, or do you want to try your chance at being the best? You come for me. And then he kept talking about counsel. Cody Rhodes, that is. I thought he meant special counsel. The wise man, Paul Heyman, because that would have been like a plot twist too. And I don't even know how I didn't even catch on at first. When I heard The Rock's music, I was like, oh shit. And this is what I want to end the video with. To me, and people aren't going to like this, but it's okay. You don't have to like it. It doesn't got to be so serious. I need another sip. To me, this is the right move. Honestly, Seth Rollins has legitimized the title and has had it long enough that I truly believe Cody Rhodes now. In the beginning, I didn't feel that way, and I still stand by what I said a year ago, around the time I made my channel. It wouldn't have been worth finishing the story with a title that had no weight to it. But now you've got Seth Rollins, who's put a lot of prestigeness in it. It would make sense now that Cody's fully recovered, not injured, and Seth Rollins is really injured for real. Drop the title to Cody. Cody gets to finish his story, okay, while Seth goes in rehab for a little bit. And you have The Rock against Roman Reigns at Mania. What's going to happen is Roman Reigns is going to retain. He's too close to Hogan's record. And I feel like at this point, they're not going to come this far and then just be like, you know what? We'll let it slip. Not only that, think about it for a moment. As much as I love The Rock, like I don't even think you understand how much I love the People's Champ. The Rock is not coming back full time. Okay? He's 52, 51, which is okay. It's okay. My point is he's not back full time. So let's say he wins the belt. Then what? He just drops it randomly to some other person? I mean, you could technically have Rock do like a 4-month stint throughout the summer from like March for all of like spring. And then he, oh my God, I just had an epiphany. Just hear me out. I'm crazy. Roman drops the belt to The Rock at Mania. And then The Rock drops it at SummerSlam. So he gets to stick around. We get to see the People's Champ for an entire season, for all of spring. And then when the heat kicks in and SummerSlam comes, he drops it. To who? Fuck if I know. I'm just saying. It could be Solo. It could be, I don't know. It could just, LA Knight. Anybody. Yeah, I just don't know. But to me, that could have been a scenario. But to be honest with you, that's probably not what's going to happen. I think it's come September, Roman Reigns will have surpassed Hogan. And he'll have now been the third longest reigning champion in history. Lately, we've been having some crazy, crazy reigns. We've had Roman Reigns and his reign. Last name's pretty fitting. And then we've had Gunther, the absolute longest in the history. I don't know if they're trying to reset everything. Now Gunther's the longest of all time, beating the Honky Tonk Man with 454 days. CM Punk was 430. Oh no, CM Punk was he was Intercontinental Champion, just not for that long. It was just 434. The heavyweight champion. Anyways. And then, see how my brain works? Not that great. And then after that, there's another person in second place. It's Bob Backlund. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns come September. Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino. I think Bruno Sammartino is number 1, then Bob Backlund, and then right now it's Hogan for number 3. They want Reigns at number 3. I mean, you've taken it this far, you might as well. But it kind of sucks because it makes it more predictable. Unless they drop the bombshell. Like I said, I'm not saying it's smart for Reigns to drop it to The Rock. Unless The Rock is actually going to elevate the title, be around a lot more depending on his schedule. At that point, I'd be okay with it. As much as I love him to death. If he's going to pull a Roman Reigns or a Brock Lesnar, no. I'm not interested in that because now you're actually diminishing a little bit of that title. Even though I feel like Roman Reigns has kind of, with no fault of his own, of course, is from a creative standpoint, his reign is actually not that meaningful. At this point, Seth Rollins' title actually, to me, is really catching up in level of prestigeness, the tier level of value, because he defends it all the time. He's had it for a while. Anyways, I might make a separate video on this, on why I think Gunther's one of the best heel champions of all time, and why I think Roman Reigns, as great as he actually is, how I feel like they screwed up the bloodline a little bit. I don't know. There's so many plot twists. Jey Uso could turn on Cody, screw him over. Well, we're not going to get a Cody now and Roman Reigns. I'm just saying, if we would have, that could have been another storyline. And then they join back the bloodline. They're stronger than ever. Maybe somebody else joins in. I don't know. But I missed the bloodline days when they were around all the time. And now they're not. This video was actually supposed to be shorter. Ended up being longer. It is what it is. Let me know down below what you think of that whole situation now. Where we've got Bayley versus Io instead of Rhea Ripley. Where we've got The Rock and Reigns at Mania. Probably for the title. And now how we have Seth and Cody for the title. What do you think of that? Thumbs up if you did like the video. Overall, it does greatly help support the channel. A thumbs down if you didn't like it. And as always, it's never going to get old for me. It might get old for you. I don't really care. A thumbs down if you didn't like it. I bend it in half. I twist it. And you get a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa broken off inside of your rectum. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, exactly. Naturally, that would be great, but if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.